Millions of oyster larvae have been dying, which has been causing a drop in production in the summer of 2009, which have been affecting, in particular, the Taylor Shellfish Company in their Washington hatcheries. This has been due to highly acidic ocean water dissolving the microscopic oysters. This has been coming from naturally occurring events, but also mainly by human-caused events, which have been causing the oceans to absorb a lot of carbon dioxide emissions from the burning of fossil fuels, water pollution, lack of economic diversity, and weak political action on environmental problems. Carbon dioxide in our atmosphere emitted by humans from the ecosphere via the burning of fossil fuels like coal from the lithosphere can be absorbed by ocean water from the hydrosphere. This can threaten mollusk animals again from our ecosphere. All these causes can affect our biosphere. The main storages in the carbon cycle are the atmosphere, surface ocean, deep ocean, marine life, land plants, and soil. As carbon in the atmosphere refills slowly, it gets quickly absorbed by the surface ocean as carbon dioxide. Marine life, like mollusks, quickly use the calcium carbonate to rebuild their shells. The deep ocean gets carbon from the dead animals as they sink to the bottom, and then takes years for this to be transformed into oil and natural gas. This flows slowly into the soil and forms as coal. The land plants use the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere to photosynthesize quickly. When plants die, the soil uses the detritus and the carbon dioxide from plants to make coal again very slowly. Storages in the water cycle are surface water, which are mainly lakes, rivers, and oceans, the groundwater, plants and living organisms, and the atmosphere, which consists of clouds and humidity. The ocean, which absorbs most of the carbon dioxide, refills quickly. This acidic water can percolate and acidify the groundwater, which takes time to refill. This groundwater can be uptaken by plants and living organisms via photosynthesis. They'll use this acidic water to photosynthesize and to drink by the living organisms. The clouds can evaporate and absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere as well as from the lakes, the acidified lakes. When the clouds get full, they'll precipitate this acidic water into the oceans. The water and carbon cycle are connected in many ways. For example, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere has been getting absorbed by the surface water storages. The ocean. Living organisms in both cycles use this acidic water to make shells, as mentioned in the article, or photosynthesized by plants. Since the amount of carbon getting absorbed by the surface ocean is increasing, this has been bad for creatures such as mollusks that are dying due to the increase of carbon dioxide. Without these animals, carbon from their remains will become less and the deep ocean won't be able to make oil and natural gas. Without these fossil fuels, coal won't be able to form in the soil. This shows that we as humans need to stop burning fossil fuels because organisms aren't coping with all this increase of carbon dioxide. One corrective step that we humans can take to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide emissions into our atmosphere is by using carbon-free or reduced carbon energy sources like solar energy and wind power. These are renewable energy sources, which means that they'll always be abundant on our planet. So things like coal, which are non-renewable energy sources, are not always going to be abundant on our planet, and they take years to form. So switching to solar power can reduce these emissions, helping to preserve the lives of our seafood on our planet. A second corrective step that we can use to reduce the carbon dioxide emissions into our atmosphere is by using public transport, like trains and buses. Or we can use bicycles and walk to get to wherever we want to go. Walking and using a bike can reduce the amount of carbon dioxide emitted into our atmosphere because we're not using any energy at all. But public transport, which still uses non-renewable energy sources like fuel, if we all use trains and buses, it'll still reduce the overall amount of carbon dioxide emissions, which will then preserve the lives of our seafood and reduce emissions of carbon dioxide into our atmosphere. Thank you.